Greetings, comrades. Hope this finds you well. So, Enes Kanter, the NBA player for the Boston Celtics, has just been going on these different, news networks. Whether he's been on different Fox shows, I think CNN, maybe even MSNBC at different points recently, just parodying all this, anti-China propaganda and lies and slander. And now he's saying that people in the United States, we really need to be thankful for our freedom, and we can't really criticize the US empire because we're so free and we have so many great things here. But China's horrible. We gotta demonize China at every point. But no, it's too much to criticize the U.S. empire, and we're supposedly free here, even though the United States is the world's largest carceral state. How 750 plus thousand people have died here from the coronavirus pandemic, while last time I checked, it was less than 5,000 have died in China. But yes, we need to be thankful for this, capitalist hellhole and all the freedom that we have here in the United States. So this was him on Tucker Carlson, just spouting more bullshit, more lies. Highly recommend the article linked down below. Celtics or CIA, Gulenis hoop star Enes Kanter rides both benches by Alan Macleod. I did a previous video on that, but I'll link it down below. It's definitely worth checking out. And again, he demonizes China, said the U.S. is free, can't criticize the U.S. at all, but he's all for the apartheid state of Israel. He's all for the, brutal dictatorship in Saudi Arabia, but no, can't call it the U.S. empire. But we got to demonize China as much as possible. This guy's a fucking joke.
To be here as you clearly are. How have your teammates responded? Do you think they're as grateful to be Americans as you are?
I mean, my teammates actually, were really happy for me because they knew the struggle that I had the last, 6 years. It was a funny joke in the beginning because they were calling me Mr.
Also should be pointed out, I mean, again, if he wasn't, this professional athlete with this, platform and wealth and resources, would he be able to wear that shirt, or would he be one of the, 1.3 million people that have been, deported by the Biden administration, right? Like, again, like, it just really speaks to how, out of touch Enes Kanter is with the material conditions in the United States, and just speaks to his, privilege and, really lack of any type of coherent, analysis on his part.
Freedom, and now it became a reality. But I think my teammates were like the one that,
again, if you're wealthy and powerful, you do have a good amount of freedom in the United States, like Tucker Carlson and Enes Kanter does. But the vast majority of the working class, like, they live very precarious conditions. And again, how much freedom do you have in the United States when we're the world's largest prison population? How much freedom do you have when you can be medically bankrupted from medical bills if you get some type of serious chronic illness, or if you die due to lack of health care, or if you're shackled with tens of thousands, if not sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt, and maybe you even wanted to go to college but you couldn't take on that debt. How much freedom does that afford? Not a whole fucking lot, right?
was my brothers, it was just so amazing because their support gave me so much hope and motivation to fight for what's right. So I definitely give a lot of credit to my teammates.
It seems like people who move here from countries that are not free appreciate the freedoms here much more than a lot of us who grew up with those freedoms. Have you noticed that?
But again, you notice how they're not, if you question them, like, okay, what freedom do we actually have here in the United States? If you're wealthy and powerful, you do have, access to a great deal, and you do have platforms to spout, this fucking bullshit and propaganda and lies, like Tucker Carlson and, all these different outlets that are giving airtime to this, hack, this anti-China hack, this pro, U.S. pro-apartheid state of Israel, these two settler states, right? The U.S. and Israel, and also paying lip service to the brutal dictatorship in Saudi Arabia. Like, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ.
I feel like I'm gonna just say this, and I'm gonna be honest. People should feel really blessed and lucky to be in this, be in America, because they love the.
Yes, it's people, the working class, I'm sure, feel just so blessed to not have access to a living wage job or guaranteed health care or access to tuition-free college or a political party that's actually fighting for the benefits of the working people, or how you can be locked up in prison for sometimes the rest of your life for possessing marijuana, for example. Yes, there's so much fucking freedom here in the United States if you're wealthy and powerful. That doesn't fucking extend to the working class. It never has, particularly vulnerable, marginalized communities like communities of color, right?
Criticize it, but when you live a country like Turkey or China or somewhere else.
He's never lived in China, so how the fuck would he know? I mean, Jesus. And again, just look at how China has handled the pandemic. Look at what China exports to the rest of the world. They're going to donate 1 billion COVID-19 vaccines to Africa. They eliminated extreme poverty in their country in 2020. They're working to, figure out and get rid of these, contradictions in their country to, have common prosperity. So, the wealth is more equally distributed, while in the United States, these contradictions are getting wider and wider. And the, corporate duopoly, the ruling elites don't give a shit about that. Like, that's the product of, unrestrained capitalism. Again, just like, so fucking off base with his analysis. He's not a serious person, right?
You will appreciate the freedoms you have here.
Yes.
So I feel like they should just please.
I can't, like, what fucking freedom does somebody have if they have to work a fucking dead-end job, no benefits, no paid time off, not a living wage, not unionized, where people can be, particularly people of color, get murdered by the police almost on a daily basis. Our, prisons are filled with, nonviolent drug offenders. Yes, there's so much fucking freedom there. I mean, god damn.
They should just keep their mouth shut and stop criticizing.
No, if anybody needs to keep their mouth shut, it's fucking Enes Kanter and fucking Tucker Carlson. Both fucking, just fucking stains on our fucking society, right? I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm all for free speech, but these people need to, like, shut the fuck up and get off the airwaves.
And the greatest nation in the world.
Greatest nation. Again, American fucking exceptionalism, when the United States is the biggest purveyor of fucking death and destruction in the world. It's not China that has 700 to 800 military bases in 60 to 70 countries around the world. It's the fucking United States. He's just parodying all this American exceptionalism bullshit and propaganda. But of course, that's
hi guys.
One of the reasons he gets a platform on, places like Fox News, MSNBC, CNN, etc., because he's parodying this narrative, how America is so great and China's the boogeyman, right? I mean, God.
And they should focus on, their freedoms and their human rights and their.
What fucking freedoms? What human rights? The United States is the biggest purveyor of death and destruction in the world. The United States empire supports 70% of the dictatorships around the fucking world. What human rights, does the apartheid state of Israel grant to Palestinians, right? And again, he is a big proponent of the apartheid state of Israel, Saudi Arabia, etc.
Democracy. So
this democracy, what a fucking, he thinks it's a fucking democracy in the United States. I mean, Jesus God, how can anybody take this fucking hack seriously? That's a serious question. Like, what the fuck?
America gave me everything I have, so I definitely appreciate the United States of America.
Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, I can't handle that fucking that hack anymore. I'll leave the article down below, by Alan Macleod. It really details all of the just horrible, things and policies and people that Enes Kanter supports. That's just a little taste, the bullshit he was spitting there on Tucker Carlson, but it's very par for the course for Enes Kanter, not a serious person, only covering him to mock and ridicule and point out how absolutely ridiculous and off his fucking rocker is. Like the video if you like the damn video. Subscribe for more content. All part of the people. Quick shout out to Uber comrades supporting my channel, my partner in Indie Left News. Peace. Much love.